Today we're going to talk about the hidden source of acne, okay? I've done other videos on this topic, and the other videos, you should watch them, relate to a high-carb diet because high amounts of carbohydrates trigger insulin, which then is converted to androgens, especially in polycystic ovarian syndrome. So when you go on a low-carb diet or a keto diet, you actually get rid of your acne. But what happens for some people who are sensitive to dairy, they may get acne despite consuming dairy products that are low in carbohydrate, okay? And it has to do with a couple reasons. One, dairy or milk contains many growth factors and hormones, okay, including androgens and estrogens and other types of hormones that can stimulate growth of certain types of things. In the case of acne, you're talking about growth of the sebaceous gland, the oil gland. And when those glands get enlarged, that becomes acne. Now, if we take a look at the different types of dairy, we have milk, cheese, cream, butter, and ghee. I want to talk about the difference between these. 1 cup of milk actually has 8 grams of protein, 8 grams of fat, but 13 grams of carbohydrate. That's very, very high. Now, that carbohydrate is milk sugar, lactose. And lactose intolerance is very, very common. So right there, you have this reactions that people have when they consume dairy, and that can manifest as an inflammatory condition in the gut or the skin. Now, with dairy, you can also have an allergy to the protein in dairy, and that would be casein, a casein allergy, very common. So it's not just the milk sugar, it could be the protein as well. Now, if we take a look at cheese, 2 ounces of cheese will give you 7 grams of protein, 9 grams of fat, but only 0.4 grams of carbs. So if you are lactose intolerant, you'll probably be okay with cheese for the most part, but not if you have a protein allergy like to casein. Now, a half a cup of cream, okay? 3 grams of protein, 43 grams of fat, and 3 grams of carb. Now, if you're consuming cream, for example, in your coffee, or you make a keto dessert, there's lower amounts of carbs than milk, but you could be sensitive to it. Also, if you have an allergy, there's a little bit of protein in cream, but this is a half a cup. Normally, in your coffee, you're only going to put a little bit, so you might not notice any reaction at all with that. But if you're going to do cream in your coffee, I would definitely make sure it's organic. And if you can get grass-fed, that would be also very good. Now, if we take a look at butter, 1 tablespoon, it's a little bit of protein. And this could be enough to stir up a reaction if you're very, very sensitive. 12 grams of fat, but no carb, no lactose. But ghee, on the other hand, has 0 protein. Ghee, basically, they take out all the protein from the fat, and it's just pure fat and no carbohydrate. So if you're allergic to that casein, you're not going to have any problem with ghee at all. Now, the other point I want to bring up is the type of casein. There's type A1 and there's type A2. Type A1 tends to be more inflammatory. And this is the type of protein that you see in the United States and Europe, but not including France. Okay, France uses A2 and other countries might use A2. If you consume goat's milk cheese, for example, that would be A2. You can also purchase dairy products from A2 cows, and you may find that it's less inflammatory, less allergies. So I'm just trying to give you all the different reasons why you could react to dairy that go beyond necessarily just the growth hormones. Now, the thing about cheese too is the microbes eat the lactose, so you do have some probiotic in cheese and other dairy products like kefir and yogurt. But believe it or not, yogurt does not give near the probiotics as kefir. But there is a little bit of probiotic in cheese, not all cheeses, but some cheese. If you're going to consume cheese, I would recommend it would be grass-fed, organic, and preferably raw if you can find it. So the point of this video is that if you have acne and you do keto and you still have acne, eliminate dairy and you're going to find that the acne is probably going to go away But I know some people love dairy and they're going to have a hard time doing that. So maybe you want to try goat's cheese, or you may want to try 100% grass-fed organic cheese. Maybe you won't have a reaction with that. I personally am from Wisconsin, so of course I love cheese. I do consume a little bit of cheese. I don't seem to react to it. If I consume a large amount of cheese, I don't feel quite right. But a little bit of high quality cheese for most people seems to be okay. But again, if you have acne, you may want to give it up. But that may be the thing that totally clears up all of your acne. If you have not seen my other video on PCOS, I put it right here. Check it out.